Hey everybody, we're back again, and today we're going to be talking about the top suburban neighborhoods in Wake County. As we all know, Wake County is an excellent place to live and work and grow a family and raise a family. But today we specifically want to call out a few of the neighborhoods that are some of the top places to land in order to do so. So let's go ahead and dive into the list. All right, our first neighborhood is 12 Oaks and Holly Springs. This is one of the most popular neighborhoods in all of Wake County. It's a huge neighborhood with over 1,500 homes located in the neighborhood and wide price ranges, anywhere from $400,000 for a townhouse all the way up to $1.8 million to get into the neighborhood. But one of the reasons that the neighborhood is so popular is because of the community feel that it offers. It has a pool, actually it has several pools, it has golf course there, and so there's an ability to kind of come into the neighborhood, stay in the neighborhood, and not have to leave for your extracurricular activities. And in doing so, you're able to meet friends and other people who are in the same stage of life as you, and really offers that community sense that people oftentimes are looking for in a neighborhood. It also has great schools nearby, both public and private school options available, and it has easy access if you need to travel into the office, easy access to many of the highways nearby to get to those offices. Next up on our list is Amberley. Amberley is in West Cary. Current price ranges in Amberley, really kind of to get in the door in a townhouse, you're going to be mid-5s to $600,000, and then on up into the $1.5 to $1.8 million price range again for some of the really big homes in the neighborhood. And what makes this neighborhood so popular is the schools. According to niche.com, the schools near Amberley are some of the very top schools in all of Wake County, and it is one of the main factors of growth and appreciation in that part of town. Of course, it doesn't hurt that Apple's new campus is less than about 5 miles away from the Amberley neighborhood. And so there's this sense that as that campus comes about, prices will also be driven higher by those moving in from maybe a Palo Alto, California into West Cary as they look for somewhere near work. The community sense that it has one of the biggest pools in a neighborhood in all of Wake County, and it is a really cool pool with a gym there, and they have a ton of different activities. They also have a YMCA. It's not in the neighborhood, but it's so easily accessible from the neighborhood and is a really popular place. West Cary has really kind of grown around Amberley. And when Amberley was first built, it was kind of just out there. And now you have a Whole Foods and Target and all of the shopping that you would need. Next up on our list is Bedford at Falls River. Bedford is up in the North Raleigh area. It's kind of close to Wakefield, which is another popular neighborhood. It's a big neighborhood again. It has about over 1,500 homes in it. And again, the prices are all over the board, anywhere from the low 500,000 up to about 1.5, 1.6. You're kind of seeing a trend with these neighborhoods as they offer many different options. They have a ton of different types and styles of homes. And because of that, they also have different price ranges. Bedford, again, kind of similar to Amberley. When it was first built, it kind of felt like it was a little bit out there, but now North Raleigh has really grown and surrounded around Bedford, and it is an awesome community to live in. It has this like very Charleston style feel to it, where many of the homes are kind of right on top of the street and stacked up against one another, but the trees kind of line the street as well, and it just has this really nice feel and welcoming feel to it. It has some of the community aspects within it that people are looking for, with walkability to restaurants and bars and shopping. And that's one of the rarities that we kind of notice with some of these bigger neighborhoods, is that it does have those within the neighborhood, and so you are able to walk to those in Bedford, which is really nice. And as far as access, Bedford is very close to 540, which is our outer belt line. And so if you do have to go into a RTB or go to Durham for work, Bedford has a great access to do that. I would say one of the biggest things that kind of sets Bedford apart from some of the other neighborhoods is that at the lower end of the price ranges, you're still able to get a custom built home. Bedford was built in the early 2000s, and there were custom home builders that were building the smaller homes. And because of that, you can get a smaller home at a lower price range that was really well built. Many of the other neighborhoods at the lower end, you're gonna probably get a townhouse. In Bedford, you can get the single family home that was built really well, custom built finishes at a lower price range. All right, so next up is Wendell Falls, and this is kind of east of Raleigh. It's been around for 7-8 years now. It was developed by the same developers of 12 Oaks, so it has a similar feel, but it's a little bit newer, and the biggest difference in Wendell Falls is the price range. In Wendell Falls, you can still get a single family home in the low $500,000 range. It was really hard to find anywhere in Wake County for a new construction home. The total price range in Wendell Falls is you can get into a resale home. It's a little bit smaller in the low 400,000s, and you can even get into a townhouse in Wendell Falls for around $350,000 to $400,000. They do have some other homes in the neighborhood, some bigger single family homes that are in the $700,000–800,000 range, but it really maxes out around that $800,000 to $900,000 range. Many people don't know about Wendell Falls, but we often find that when people travel out there, they immediately fall in love with the neighborhood. Wendell Falls has a lot of different amenities. They have the pool. They have a really neat cafe where they do a lot of different stuff for the neighborhoods. They actually have outdoor concerts at the clubhouse for the community to come and hang out at, which is really cool and again builds that community vibe and that community sense. They have trails within the neighborhood, so it's a really nice place to live because of that. I think one of the biggest factors and drivers of growth for Wendell Falls is what's happening to Wendell as a whole. The town has not really seen a ton of growth until Wendell Falls came online, and now that they have, they're seeing an explosion of growth, and so they're getting all the things that you would probably expect for a suburban town to get. They just opened their first Starbucks, which I know the Wendell Falls community is supporting wholeheartedly. They are also getting a Target. As Wendell Falls has grown, the whole town of Wendell is growing around it as well. All right, so next up on our list is Lochmere. So to us, this is probably the most urban of the suburban. Lochmere is kind of within Cary. It's pretty close to downtown Cary, though it's not exactly in downtown Cary by any means. But to me, Lochmere is one of the premier neighborhoods in all of Wake County. It oftentimes comes up when people are moving from out of town. Homes mostly built in the late 80s to early 90s. There's some newer ones here or there, but for the most part, to get into Lochmere these days, you're really probably at a minimum of $700,000. And there's one on the market in Lochmere right now for 1.9, and some of the ones on the lake are probably even higher than that 1.9. Lochmere has these beautiful trails, and it has these amazing amenities within it, with multiple pools, a golf course. It is a public course, so it's not a private course. One of the nicest things in Lochmere is the lakes. They have multiple lakes, one where you can actually take non-motorized boats on it, which is really cool. But then another family favorite for our family is they have a lake where we can go and walk the family around. They can see all the geese and the turtles and the fish. It's a really cool place. It's one of our favorite things to do after school. It has different restaurants and coffee shops within walking distance. There's actually a great coffee shop within the neighborhood. Multiple parks nearby, including Hemlock Bluffs, which is a great place to go on a hike. You kind of feel like you're in the mountains, but you're still in Cary. Ritter Park is actually right next to Lochmere. It's basically within the neighborhood, and it has a really cool playground, baseball field, basketball court. Great place to hang out. Again, one of the best things about Lochmere as well is its schools. It has great schools nearby. Again, both public and private school options. Many people look at both of those options when they live in Lochmere and ultimately make whatever decision is best for their family. But the ability to get to those schools is really easy from Lochmere. And one other thing that's so great about living in the Triangle is that we have UNC, Duke, and NC State all nearby, and many of these schools have programs where if you have a high schooler who's ready for maybe some college courses, they have the ability to hop into those. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe and like here. And by the way, go ahead and check out some of our other videos here. We have a ton of different videos on some of the neighborhoods that we've talked about today, as well as others. We hope this information is useful, and we'll talk to you soon.